Welcome to my Bajerski channel. How you all doing, guys? It's a beautiful day today. I made a video this morning which I took off because a few people got a bit upset because of a screenshot that I took of. Can I show it you over here? I don't know if you can see it. It's just one screen. Can you see that there? Basically, that's me with dolphins, and I don't know why I actually put that up. I had no idea. It says choose a screenshot, and I just saw me with the dolphins, giving them healing. And in my mind, I thought, oh, it's a nice healing picture, but it really aggravated a lot of people, upset a lot of people. I got a lot of really judgmental and nasty inbox messages, and a few people had just mentioned it, which is fine. When you see an image, that image, it creates a story instantly. So without the story, the image seems really harsh, meaning that I was lent over promoting dolphins in captivity in a prison, when in actual fact it was probably the most painful healing session I ever did in my life. Seeing dolphins in captivity in a pool, just if you have any understanding of how an empath thinks and feels, then just watching any kind of animal getting hurt, any kind of abuse, any kind of zoos, anything to do with killing of Mother Earth, it rips at the whole core of who you are. So I totally understand how people took that picture and looked at it, and without giving it a thought, saw a man just bending down, I don't know, patting dolphins, where in actual fact I was asked to go and help heal dolphins that were dying in an aquarium place. And it was the hardest thing for me to do. What do you do? Oh, I'm not going because I don't believe in captive animals. Or do you go because, well, they're there? What do you do? Somebody's asked to go, please go and help heal them in any way you can. Of course you're going to do it. It goes against every principle in your heart and soul. You don't go to zoos, you don't believe in that, but you just turn your back away and ignore it, So it's a shame, really. It's a shame that we're in a world now of full judgment, and we are so quick to point a finger. It's unreal. I think humanity is really lost, completely lost. I think we are all completely lost, and I think it's easy then, when we are all lost, to easily lead people down any garden path you want, and thus what's happening right now. End of story. New story begins right now, and the story is what happened this morning on that live. A lot of people took notice, which is really nice, and you asked me to please extend the conversation about Blue Calcite. So I will, and I'll put this on both the Crystal channel, which I'd hope that you can all come over, because I don't think this channel is going to be up for much longer, with all the scallywags sending messages to YouTube telling them to take me off. It's constant now. It would seem that I am a Bond villain. It seems like I'm, somebody on the New World Order. It would seem that I'm one of those types of people that would abuse animals and children, a healer. Can you imagine when love becomes hate and hate becomes love? It's unreal, and we are really living in an insane world where people who bully kind and caring people just shows that they are real extreme bullies now, and there's a lot about everywhere. They're all over. I'll ask you bullies one thing, the ones who go and attack me all day long. Why don't you go and find some paedophiles to attack? Bit too much, eh? Bit too difficult, that, wouldn't it? Why don't you go and find some politicians who do the most dirtiest, devious things to hurt people? Why don't you do that, eh? Go on. No, it's too much like hard work, isn't it? You couldn't do that. But let's pick on a healer. Yeah, he's easy target. Ridiculous. Insanity. The world has gone mad. It really has gone mad. So, what did I do this morning? A lot of you saw me get a headache instantly, and that headache can be many things. I'm not just pinpointing one thing, that we all know what's happening to people right now, but lots of reasons. People can be angry, people can be in really bad situations of different types of illnesses, toxic poisonings, spiritually speaking. You know, you can be toxic in a spiritual manner. Well, all of these energies can affect people very badly, and right now that energy affects me because I'm very heightened to energy. I'm very heightened, and I try and protect my space as often as I can. So when I'm a healer, and you'd think, well, you're a healer, you should be more than anybody protective of yourself, and you know how to protect yourself. You put a white light. No, it doesn't work like that. A healer has to feel. So we become trained to feel energy. That's the first thing. Once we feel it, then we try and target it and heal it and cleanse it at the root cause. That's what a true healer does. When people say, I put a white light around me, well, that's fine. I don't do that. I'm just open to every kind of energy, and then I feel it and try and understand it and see where it's coming from, and that was my work, and I still do that to this day. So a lot of people saw me go into my bag and pull out this. So it could be called a wand, it could be called a stick, it could be called a pencil. There's lots of different names for it, but looking at it, it's a very nicely shaped kind of instrument that can be used in many ways. And today we are going to discuss the energy of blue calcite and how to use this. In fact, give me a second. So about, I don't know, maybe three weeks ago, I started working out and understanding this energy that a lot of people are giving off right now. And people are saying, Mark, I'm living with somebody who's filled with toxins. You know what kind of toxins I'm talking about. And it's affecting me. I'm getting nosebleeds. I'm losing blood from below. I'm actually getting huge migraines. I'm saying, okay, well, let me see what I can do. And what I did was I was sending crystals out to people who were going through that particular pain. And I sent quite a few, maybe 30, 40, 50, I don't know, maybe 100, and said, try this, try this, try this. Anyway, it started becoming evident that blue calcite was doing some good work. So like I've got some here as well, and I've always got blue calcite because I love it. I'm just going to show it you. And I've been working on these now. Can you see? So these are spheres, beautiful big spheres, right? Love them. And so I'll tell you how I've worked with them first of all. First of all, my crystals come with its own energy like anybody else. When you buy a crystal, it comes with its own energy, which is the energy of how it's been made by Mother Earth, the minerals and the water and the exchange of temperature and how it grows in its own natural environment. I believe crystals are born in the earth to help balance that earth energy. So they're actually created to create an energy, blast out an energy to help with the environment. So it's kind of like a balancer to the earth. Okay, that's how I believe crystals work. Blue calcite is no exception. Blue calcite has a great energy, and colours have a lot of meaning. So colour of fruit has meaning to the body. So colour of crystals have a meaning, but they also come with great energy. With crystals, I recognised a decade and a half ago that there was something fascinating when I was working on my clients and placing crystals on them just naturally, not even thinking about it. And I realised that the same energy that was given through a healer and through the universe, that energy around is healing that client, is also going into the crystal. Therefore, I realised from that moment on that crystals can and do hold memory of energy in that area. Now, that energy I talk about is normally heightened energy. I have never had a crystal that felt negative, and I've worked with thousands upon thousands of them, right? So they hold a vibration of pure, beautiful, loving, healing energy. very powerful and very, very profound when you understand how it works. Once I've finished working with these beautiful blue calcites, like any of my crystals on my website, I start to go to work at seeing, okay, now that the energy's in there, the energy of the crystals in there, the energy of pure energy healing, so all of that's in there, let's go to work now and see if it works. So what I did was send a lot out and ask people to start using them. So people were asking me online, as I speak to people every day, how do I use my blue calcite, whether it's a sphere like this one or whether they're like these. It doesn't matter. As long as it's not rigid, as long as it's not going to cut you, a nice smooth surface is great when you're working on cleansing energy, clearing energy. Now the pointers are slightly different because they're blasting energy out and away. These are slightly different but still can be used in a great way. So this way like this, okay, so that's how I would work with it. Or roll or gently rub across, or circular, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Eyes, you gently go over and around, never push in, but gently around the eyes, cross, next eye. Sphere, exactly the same way. You can roll it, or you can just gently rub it across the top, around the temples, to the eyes and around, and back again. And then you would hold the crystal and meditate. So a lot of you this morning saw me what I did. It was just a natural thing. I never even thought about it. I got this awful pain in the head instantly, and that, like, where did that come from? Of course, 3 people sat there, they must have had something and they were giving off a very bad energy. I picked it up and I felt it straight in my head, and it was in my eye. So I quickly, a lot of you saw me run off, sit down, and then I went into my bag without even thinking and pulled out the blue calcite and started using it. As I was using it, I could feel that energy just dissipate, because the blue calcite has a great energy of blasting out negative energy. It has this amazing gift of just clearing away something that feels like it's going to sit there all day. And within a matter of 5 to 10 seconds, I could feel that pain dissipate. It was just going away. Now, you might argue that if I would have sat there and done that, would it have gone? That's a great question. But for me, I don't wait and see. I respect and honor my energetic field. If I start to feel negative, if I start to feel bad, I'm off, because that's my indicator. I mean, why would I want to just keep beating myself up? So a lot of you are going to argue and say, look, Mark, I live with somebody who's done what I wish they hadn't have done. So I have to be around them all the time. I need to know what can help me, protect me all the time. We haven't come to that point yet. Where we are right now is understanding what's going on with these people and what they're admitting from their body, what they're blasting out on their energetic frequency, which is so disturbing and so disturbed that it's causing great effect to us. I don't have the answer to that just yet because it's far too soon. All I can tell you is right now, the booster immune system kits were an absolutely organic way of understanding how it all worked. You saw the story. I ran outside to help somebody and now they're a lot better. So I've been using that system every day. I use it. I cleanse myself with sage. I then get the 3 oils, which is the purification oil. I get the cleansing oil, and I get the other oil, which purifying oil rub here. I mean, I'm using all sorts at the moment, but the awakening oil is fantastic as well, doing a great job. Cleansing oil at the back here. I'm actually using most of my oils at the moment because I'm trying different forms. But if you watch the video on me holding the gong up, the big gong, the big brass gong, and watch that, and it says the most powerful immune system booster, just follow that protocol and you'll see it works really, really well. And living proof is what I'm seeing and hearing online, and people taking it and saying it's helping so much. I'm not having any negative messages yet from there, so fingers crossed it's all working okay at the moment. But things are changing. We don't know from one day to the next what's going to happen. So we can't say this is the answer. We can only say this is helping. So horsetail, I'm drinking that every day. It's really helping. I'm feeling much better and feeling stronger. But when you're in the presence of negative energy and people giving off negative energy, it's an indicator that says, you know what, if you're going to be in that energy, then you're either going to feel it because it's difficult to, you know, it's really difficult. You know, like if you get two magnets, if you put one magnet next to the other one, somebody's giving off negative energy and somebody's receiving it, they'll come together, right? That's what happens. It's like a suction for some reason. But when I said to you before, when I understood the art of healing on a loving, kind manner, which has been hijacked now, that was that when one person is holding greater energy than the other, the law of love and spirituality and healing is, if I on a level of 100% am 90% feeling strong and powerful and have good energy, and I meet somebody with 60% or 50 or 40 or 30, then my energy is going to be naturally given to balance their energy to bring them up, so then we're equal. So, but now the hijacking has taken place. So if somebody has now got an unnatural blood with toxins inside them, they're going to create an energy which is so unreal, unnatural, that nobody really knows what that energetic field is and what's happening. All I know is that my body, for some reason, is struggling to give the love and the healing to somebody who is completely in a field of toxicity. So my body then starts to hurt, and I'm going, oh, instead of it giving and I feel a bit drained afterwards, I'm like in pain. Well, this is new. This is all new. Nobody really knows what's going on. So we're trying to understand this new form of hijacking Mother Earth and Mother Nature. We're trying to come to some sort of terms and work out what to do. And I'm sure in the end we'll figure it all out. But at this moment, it's far too soon. It takes years to get to understand this. And we don't even know what's going to happen to people from one day to the next. All I can tell you and show you is what I'm doing right now. And a lot of the times over these years, people have said, wow, that worked for me, Mark. And I'm saying, great, it's working for me. Now, if something doesn't work, doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means it doesn't work for you. And that is another thing. We're all individual. So you all wanted me to talk about blue calcite. Blue calcite at the moment is, I believe, a really good crystal that helps when you're going through this trauma of trying to understand people's negative energy who are in a place of deep disturbance, real toxicity, poisoning, and the energy they kick out, which is causing your energy a disruption, and your energy is saying, quick, get away, because you're in pain. I always go for blue calcite as of late. Now, all my other crystals are absolutely necessary. This is to absorb any of that pain and suffering. This is to dispel, blast it. Like I said, the blue calcite has a great energy of blasting a frequency that clears any kind of disruption to your physical body, therefore causing pain. So this is working. So I would suggest you go to your local crystal store and say to them, do you have any blue calcite? You can buy one of these, ask them for one of these, or a sphere, a nice sphere. You can even get a pendant, a nice pendant, and if it's got a nice polished effect, then you can then just pick your pendant up and rub it across. And it does work. It worked for me. If you all saw how I looked and then rubbed that on, I felt better within a matter of moments. So it's good to have tools with you that help and work along the journey. Blue calcite does a lot more than just what I'm saying, but at this moment it's a critical crystal for attack of toxic people who don't realize they're in that toxic energy. They're quite happy in that energy. They don't realize what they're admitting. And that's why I say we're in a spiritual battle now. And a lot of people don't even understand that. Only those who work in the healing energy of understanding and feeling and being empathic towards that energy around them. And it's good to see, it's good to recognize, it's good to know that these things are not you, because you might think, oh, I've got a headache. Actually, you haven't got a headache. And I would beg to differ. 90% of the people now who are just getting headaches from nowhere, I would say, no, it's not a headache. You are actually surrounding yourself around people who have been toxified, or you may have been toxified by something that you wish you hadn't have ever done, that is being forced upon the whole of the population right now for an agenda to try and confuse and cause huge disruption to the physical, natural, beautiful Mother Earth's given body that we have, which is all powerful, all amazing. And people won't ever tell you that, but it truly is powerful in all its form, unless of course you cause damage to it and toxify it and poison it. Then you're in trouble. So by believing that by taking poison is the answer, you realize that it was actually the biggest deception of 2020, 2021. But some of us realized, some of us knew what was going on. But here we go. So Blue Calcite, I'll talk to you about, is a very beautiful crystal on its own. And what Blue Calcite does is bring inner calm and a deep serenity of peace into your mind, thus helping you relax and feel better. It emits an energy that is a frequency of blasting anything tight. Therefore, if you feel stress, it releases those kind of tight muscles in the brain, in the mind, in the physical, in the muscle. So if you've got any kind of tension in the eyes predominantly, in the head, you can use this crystal and follow it wherever you feel it needs to go. My teachings on crystal is X never marks the spot. But if you follow the crystal where it takes you without any thought, you sometimes find a place where you just feel something, and then you stop, and then just like there, I had to stop because I felt something. Now massaging that place and you can feel tension disappear. So sometimes the tension here could be the cause of the pain and pressure here. And it makes sense because the jaw is here, and if the jaw tension is here and the muscle is here, and you can blast that energy and relax it, which I'm feeling now, you feel that, oh, that feels better now. So X never marks the spot. So I always do this, identifying certain parts of my body by what is called in the world of healing, scanning. So I scan my body. I scan it and go around. Some people scan this way, about 2 or 3 inches away, and scan. There's whatever way suits you and works for you, follow that way. Don't follow a teacher's way, because a teacher is only showing you what works for them but may not work for you. So you might end up thinking that teacher was no good, when actually a teacher should have said, look, just this is what I do, try what works for you. So you might just intuitively feel like you need to go somewhere else without scanning, and that's another good thing. So follow your gift of intuition. If you're doing this, it's because maybe you don't really know what to do, but once you get the confidence, you become your own teacher. And I love it when you share messages underneath saying, hey Mark, I tried this and this worked for me. And I'm going, oh, I'm going to give that a go. Because we're all pupils and teachers, all of us. And ego should not sit in this world anymore. Ego is what causes this world pain and suffering and judgment and hate and division. So anyway, Blue Calcite, fabulous crystal. One of the things that I noticed about 8 years ago with Blue Calcite is for children, it was setting them free from pain and suffering. I could see a lot of suffering with kids, of stress, with bullying, with nightmares, with all the stuff that was happening to them, a lack of love. Blue Calcite was really making them feel good. I found that I was sending a lot of Blue Calcites about 1.5 years ago. You'll remember when I sent out over 2,000 crystals. Well, Blue Calcite obviously was one of them, because I knew then that this crystal is a very important crystal. And when we were sending it out, people were sending messages back saying, hey, Mark, thank you. This was amazing. My daughter has never let it go. She's walking with it. My son loves it to bits. He's wanting more crystals now. So, you know, they really make a difference in the life of children. So Blue Calcite is a great healer for children going through stress. Also a great healer for kids who are teenagers, who are just getting into that field of trying to understand themselves and might be a little bit stressed and angry with their mum and dad, and they all know it, everything. Just give them a piece of Blue Calcite. Just give it to them as a gift. You'll see how much more they will balance and feel better and listen more and feel more, because the tensity of their life and what's going on in their life is like all their muscles are getting so tight that they're stressed about everything. Piece of Blue Calcite, or if you're a healer or you want to just give them a little bit of healing because they're stressed and they're crying, they're upset, just buy yourself a piece of Blue Calcite and just gently rub it on there while they're sat down, or put it next to their bed, or give it to them as a gift and tell them to hold it often. I promise you guys, it will make a massive difference in their life. I've seen great miracles with Blue Calcite. So I've just said to the team, I've been working on, I don't have many on my website because, to be honest, they sell so fast that they're normally gone within a few days. I have just been working on some of these, not many. There might be 4, 5 or 6 or 7, something like that. And only a few of these I worked on, maybe about 15, 10 to 15. So they're going to go on my website. I do recommend that you go to your local crystal store and choose one as well there. Normally Blue Calcite is quite difficult to fake. I think you're normally going to be okay, but I would definitely suggest you don't buy online. I would recommend your local crystal store. Go down there, and you're looking for good quality. You're looking for a really good quality, and the quality I'm looking at is, it's a kind of like a mixture between a very deep blue and a light blue mixed together, and it's kind of like a 3-dimensional, almost like cat's eye energy, a little bit, not too much, and it feels good. It feels calming instantly. You can feel it. Calcite is a beautiful crystal. A lot of people don't really bother with it too much, but Blue Calcite, for me, I think this is a great crystal to help with people who are trying their best to balance their body and stay healthy in a world of insanity and poisoned physical bodies all over, you know. So the frequency is changing daily. We have to work with that, and hopefully this is going to be one of your tools in your toolbox that you use to help you whenever you feel your energetic field is being disrupted, attacked, or hijacked by somebody else and they don't even know it. It's just a good thing to use. So I hope this video serves you well. Have a great day. Study Blue Calcite, work with it, meditate with it. It's a great crystal. It really is. Thank you for going to markbajerski.com. All links below. Have a great day. And please, please go across to Mark Bajerski Crystals channel. Not only will you learn a lot about crystals, but if this channel gets taken down, which I think there's a strong possibility they want to take this down, you will have my other channel to go to and be able to say, okay, they've taken his biggest viewing channel, but at least we know where he is. If not, then I'll see you over today to follow on with this conversation at Telegram. Links below. Take care.